What's up guys, it's Austin here with a brand new Saturday Snake School, and for this week we're talking about Substrate. And everyone uses Substrate for their ball pythons, and here at Mutation Creation we use coconut husk. It's really good, it holds a lot of moisture, helps them with shed, especially when you have the dry climate in the winter. Really helps with those stuck sheds, and the ball pythons do amazing on it, and even more it helps with the odor, which is a huge thing, especially compared to what we used to have at the old place. So when we used to be at the old facility, we actually had everything on blank newspaper. We just get this from Uline. It's pretty good for the hatchlings and stuff, but once you get anything over 200-300 grams that really has a lot of pee and stuff, they're not just dropping urates anymore, it can get really messy really quickly, and your snake room's definitely going to smell bad. So if any of you guys are using paper right now, or paper towels, anything like that, we're going to give you some other options. Here we only have coconut, so we're going to show you how we make our coconut husk, but there's also other options. There is pine shavings, there's hemp bedding, coconut husk, and then there's coconut fiber. So fiber would be all the little dust. Coconut fiber is actually a byproduct of getting coconut husk, and it's just this little bit of dust you're seeing here. They build up in the corner of the tubs. It's great for picking up, soaking up water and other stuff, pee, and really good. Or you can use the coconut husk. It's pretty much a preference thing, whatever you like better, what works for you. If you had high humidity, I would stay away from the coconut fiber, go more to the husk or the aspen. And if you have low humidity, a mixture of coconut husk and fiber is really good for keeping the humidity up and getting your ball python shedding properly. Since here we use cocoa, we might as well show you how we make our cocoa. And the cocoa we use here is gopher cocoa. And there's actually two different sizes. This is the smaller size. This is about half the size as the bigger size, and the smaller one's perfect for hatchlings and grow-ups, and then I would use the bigger ones for bigger species of snakes, even lizards, and of course your breeder ball pythons. So we're gonna go ahead and show you how we make it. First things first, we have to get into the bag, and what we like to do is just use the little X-Acto knife, run it along the top of the bag, and cut out a little window so you can go and pour your water in there. And we actually have enough space in our tubs for two per tub. You could do it at a time. And when you're doing this, you want to keep the cut relatively closer to the top so that when you pour water into it, it can build up like a reservoir over here and then help the cocoa at the bottom get water too. It just helps it fill up a lot better than if you didn't have this. And you'll also need some hot water. And what we like to do is use around 4 liters or a gallon per block of cocoa. And what we do is we spread it out pretty slowly at first. You want to make sure you get the whole top wet. And then you just kind of want to go around the edges. After going around the edges a couple of times, I like to dump it a little bit more in the middle now. Just make sure you're saturating it. And then once again back to the edges, just to ensure that everything is getting even amounts of water, so you're not getting any dry spots inside of your cocoa block. And there's many other companies that do cocoa blocks. The reason we use Gopher Cocoa, it has the least amount of dust in it, keeps our racks a little bit cleaner, and it doesn't mold. So a lot of the other ones out there have been molding for us. This one has been the best so far. And as you're looking at it, you can see that it's kind of growing a little bit. They were both about the same height. If you actually look at it, you can just see it swelling and getting bigger as it fills with water. And like I said, we use 4 liters per thing, so I'm just going to get the second one here started as well. Once again, you get the whole top going. Then you like to work around the edges. And after going around the edges a few times, I just keep it closer to the middle for a bit. And then we can work our way back around the outside once again. And it's the same way for the small cocoa. I just thought I'd show you with the big cocoa because it expands a little bit faster and you get a visual representation of what's going on. So while this sits, we actually went and made some cocoa earlier, some of the big and small, to show you guys what it looks like. And here we have the big cocoa. This was made about an hour ago, so it's still pretty wet. And if you look in the side here, it's pretty wet all the way through. You do have some little spots that are a little bit dry, but once you mix it all together, it's a nice mix. And if you look at the very bottom here, we still have the bag in. And what we do with the bag, we'll just come pull it to the side, lift it up like so, and then we'll just mix it all together. And you can see it did quite a good job of getting everything wet. You got some that are a little more wet than others. That's not a big deal. Having some that are not wet is not bad either. It helps with them not molding as well. And then we like to just toss it around once or twice just to make sure everything is good. There's no spots that need some extra water. And then we leave this for about a couple more hours, let it cool down because it's still very hot from the hot water, even though we did it an hour ago. And then we'll go and mix it into our little garbage cans we use for cocoa, and then we start putting in the tubs when we're cleaning. That's how we do it. It's the best way that we found most efficient. If you guys have any other way that you do it, put it down in the comments below. I used to think putting it under the sink before and just running the tap was good until it starts expanding, so that's definitely not a good way if you're doing it that way. But this is the best way. I'd like to hear how you guys do it. And once again, there's many other types of substrates. You got paper, aspen, pine shavings, there's hemp, and a whole bunch of, people are even using turf. So there's a whole bunch of different ways and different things you could use for your snakes and your other reptiles. Whatever way works for you is the best way for you, so do that way. This is how we do it. If you want to try it out, go try it out. If you want to try Go for Cocoa, it's available on Amazon, in Europe, in the US, and in Canada. Go search around, you'll find some distributors. Go hit up Go for Cocoa Canada on Instagram if you're in Canada and you want to look for some. You can even hit them up to go and find out where the distributors are in the US. So hope you enjoyed this Saturday Snake School video, and that's going to be it. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.